How many of you are familiar with dead worming or dead sticking, the term? That was started in Florida. And it's basically cold front fishing. You know, guys figured out there's only so much depth in Florida. And then once you figure out where the fish are, they're pretty much going to, once they're there, they usually stay there, whether it's hydrilla or maiden cane grass or bulrushes, you know, flat reeds, whatever they're relating to, lily pads. Once they're in there, they usually stay, they just shut down. And then it becomes a matter of just slowing your presentation down, and soft plastics are generally the best thing. Crankbaits get good. I don't know if I'm answering your question, but I'm trying. Okay? In the Great Lakes, cold fronts can be good. They can fire them up in the fall. You know, it's a reminder, winter's coming. Better get busy. And that's when I'm burning spinner baits and jerk baits and you know, making hay myself. If you're in a transition period and the fish are active, I want to move. I want baits that are moving, and I'm going to move until I'm connected with fish. Any other questions? Okay, I don't know what's left on there. Lures that work for me, or lures that work, period, and I'll get to the ones that work for me. Search lures. When I'm going on a body of water I'm unfamiliar with, I'm looking for baits that will cover water effectively, efficiently, and give me some idea what's going on. They might not be the best lure on tournament day, but they're lures that help me eliminate water. And those include spinner baits, buzz baits, bladed jigs, surface soft plastic like a horny toad, a skinny dipper. Those are baits that are moving, so they help me eliminate water. The fish may never connect with them, but if they react to them and I can see them, I know I'm around fish. And that's all I care about in practice. I don't care if I ever get a bite in practice. As long as I know I'm around, you know, I want to try to establish the grade, and a lot of times you can tell that just seeing a fish flash on a bait or blow up on a bait. You can tell whether it's a small fish or a bigger fish. Crankbaits are super good, diving and lipless. They cover water, both vertically and laterally. So they're really good search tools. Topwaters can be, as long as you're working them, jerk baits also. You know, you're in a moving, you know, you're in a mode where you're moving and covering water, trying to figure out where the most productive areas are. And that's the tournament strategy anyway. Swim baits are also excellent search tools. They cover a lot of water, the higher speed retrieve baits especially. Slower lures, there'll be a lot of overlap here. It's all basically you and how you retrieve the bait as to whether you're in search mode or you're trying to catch fish. But slower lures include slow rolling spinner baits, slowing down your retrieve with a crankbait. You heard Mark talk about pumping a lipless bait off the bottom. That's a pretty slow retrieve. You're throwing it out there and it's getting down, and whether it's grass that you're making contact with or rock or a certain type of substrate on the bottom, you're pumping that bait. It's a pretty slow retrieve. So I would classify a lipless bait as being a good search tool on a slower retrieve. Lipped lures, diving lures, they're very effective. You can crawl them. The whole key there is to get a bait that will overrun the depth that you're trying to find fish in. If you're fishing a 6 foot flat, throw a bait that will easily hit 6 foot or preferably 8 foot. And then you know it's constantly digging. It's always making contact, and that's a good thing. Soft plastics, Senkos, flukes, tubes, worms, they're all good tools for finding fish. And they might be the best tool on tournament day. Topwaters, again, walkers and poppers and prop baits, you just slow your retrieve. Pause the bait in high percentage areas. We talked about that. Swim baits, there are slow retrieve swim baits, just like there are high retrieve swim baits. And those are important. They're really good tools for finding fish.
And the information Bass University provides isn't your basic run-of-the-mill fishing video. This is specific information from A to Z to help you learn, get to the water, and become a better angler quickly.